So on this contact, I've got some key marketing details about this contact, this indicator panel here, showing some key marketing details. Now, I've joined together events, webinars, touch points, and that's what I've called marketing. But in your organization, you might have key events details, you might have key touch point information, and those indicators might be shown to different people within the organization. So for this one, I've just joined it all together. So let's see how I've done that. So remember when on the last video I showed you, I have said that this account is related to, is part of the marketing team. We can also show a similar thing on this contact record, but it's more the detailed marketing information is already there. So it just depends on whether we're going to show that detailed marketing information to everyone, or we want to just show only that marketing information to the marketing team and only the fundraising information to the fundraising team, and just show that indicator about the departments, which departments are interested in this contact, similar to what is on the account. So we can see this fundraising here. This Mark Jones is a soft credit. He hasn't done any donations himself, but he's a soft credit for Quantum Solutions. So if we look at Quantum Solutions, we'll see that Quantum Solutions is a very high value donor. So that's why Quantum Solutions is important to us. But Mark is important to us also because he's previously attended a webinar and has attended an in-person event. And then he's had 6 months since this contact has had a touch point. Now, this is my definitions of what this all means, but you can do whatever you like. I've just used a combination of formula fields, DLRS, all sorts of different things. But the idea is to let the Salesforce records tell you that this person is important and how often, whether he needs to be contacted. Or whether you might see that Mark you've got a gala event upcoming, and you might see, okay, well, actually give me the list of all the people who have attended webinars, who have attended events within the last 12 months. And these are the types of people that probably I want to target for my gala event also. So there's many different ways that you can use this, but the whole idea of these was we show them as indicators so we can show people at a glance. So what do these indicators mean? So the contact has attended an in-person event, the contact has attended webinars, and number of months since this contact has been touched, in inverted commas. So how did I make those? So we'll go to contact has attended in-person events. So we find in our relationships, we have got campaign history. We've got 2 campaigns within this year. One is a trade show, which is an in-person event, and one is a webinar. Okay, so what I've done is I've got, using DLRS, to roll up the events. And at the moment, that's from the contact onto the account. So that's not that one. Okay. So number of in-person events. Okay. So I'm rolling up from campaign member to contact, where the campaign type equals trade show. Now I've just simplified that for this demo. So you might want to have, instead of having this relationship criteria typed in here, you might create a formula field on the campaign and say is in-person event as the formula field, and just use and do whatever formulas you want based on whatever campaigns that you have on the campaign, and then just do is in-person event here. So I've just simplified it to say campaign type equals trade show. So we're just counting the number of records, putting that into a field called num in person on the contact record. So that's the number of in-person events. And I've got it real time running as on the campaign member, that it runs as soon as the campaign member is updated or modified. And interestingly, I haven't set this as responded either. So I probably should have and responded equals true. So This is based on sent and responded. Then we've got number of webinars, very similar. I've got rolling up from the campaign member to the contact. The campaign type equals webinar. Again, I've simplified it for this example. We're counting and putting that into a field called number of webinars. Okay, so that's the two fields on the contact record for the how they what type of events that they've come to. So we'll go back to our Mark Jones person, and we'll see that's how we got that they have events or webinars. The other thing I haven't done here is set a date range. So I might do that in real life. I might do that as a DLRS on the DLRS to say within this date range. Or I might put a formula on the campaign member to say, is this year? So I'd say then, is webinar as a field, and is this year is a field. And you can see here I've had to actually create a formula on, I spelled that wrong. I've had to create a formula on the campaign member record for campaign type because I can't traverse up to campaign on this relationship criteria field. So there's always these little tricks you've got to do. Okay, so this one here is even more tricks. Number of months this contact has been touched. And I've used this in a couple of my my clients' orgs, and it's different for different orgs as to what that means to your organization. Okay, so I've just done again a quick example here to say that is, have they had an opportunity? Have they had a meeting, activity, this event type of meeting, or has there even been a chatter post? So that's the three that I used on this example, but you might have they had a case? Have they? So it's just so I think if you're going to put a chatter post on it, then you know something, you've talked to them, you've done something. You could do activity of log a call, activity of event, all sorts of things like that. So it's just whatever you like. So let's have a look and see what this one is about. So here I've got the indicator. It displays the field value. So that's what the 6 is, number of months. The hover value is number of months. Latest active months has a value. My naming conventions here aren't very good, but we'll have a look. So I've come through to the custom metadata type using this little button here. You get this button on the key from the indicator if you've got the set up indicators permission set. And so you can come directly through to the indicator item to the custom metadata type record. From the custom metadata type record, you can drill straight down into the formula field to see. So I've got just a formula to say how many days how many months from the latest active date, which is a formula, between today, and I've got a ceiling in there, so it always shows me 1. If they've been contacted yesterday, it's still 1 within the last month. Okay, they've been contacted. So what is the latest active date? And we can come here and latest active date is a formula field. And again, this is what I have created for this demo, but I've created different formulas for different organizations. And there is a field within Salesforce called last activity date, which is based on events and meetings and tasks. But remembering that this last activity date, if you have a meeting in advance, will be in advance. So you might want to then do some formulas to say, if it's in advance, then give me today, because you don't want this to have a negative number. Okay, this number of months. And I've got latest chatter and latest opportunity date. Let's go back to our manage lookup summary. Latest chatter post to contact. I'm just rolling up from the feed item to the contact, where type does not equal track change, because I don't want just regular track change chatter posters to be included. and I've given the created date of the chatter post, and input that into the latest chatter. Okay, and this one I've only got, haven't got running real time. I've only got it running sort of, I would probably put it on an hourly basis maybe, as a roll up, because I don't need that information to be instantaneous. And then the last opportunity date, so latest update to contact. So again, we're rolling up to the, in this case, the NPSP primary contact, but you probably will have a primary contact field on your opportunity anyway. The close date, into the latest opportunity date, and making that one real time. So then I've got the giving what is the max of all these three dates. This is a formula field, a trick way of doing a formula field for the max of all these dates. There's multiple ways of doing this, but if I format that to make it easier, so it's just adding, turning the dates into a number basically, and then doing the max of that number, to give me what is the maximum date of all of those three different dates: the last activity date, the latest chatter, and the latest update. And that gives me a number, and that is what that number is displayed there. Okay, so if I look at this as I'm looking through my records in Salesforce, I can see, oh, actually I haven't talked to Mark in a couple of months. Let me make a meeting with him for a task to myself for next month to have a meeting with him, or I'll just ring him now and I'll log a call right now. Okay, just to see how it's going. Let him know that we're doing wonderful things with the latest donation from Quantum Solutions. Anything like that, just to get that proactive chatting to your really important contacts. And I can do or also report on based on this number, and bring up a report saying, hey, these are all the contacts that either don't have any engagement recently within this year, or have this many months between the last engagement or activity. It depends on your organization as to what you want to call it. And in one client, we've said an engagement is a face-to-face meeting or a telephone call, and an activity is just a chatter post or they've raised a case or something like that. So we've got sort of two levels of that we're reporting on. So, but the most important thing is I've got the indicators there showing at a glance what this contact means to me in the organization, and that they are important because they have attended in-person events. So the marketing team can see there, oh yeah, okay, yeah, they've attended in-person events. Oh yeah, Mark Jones, I remember him. Oh, I really need to get on to introducing him to this other person that I thought they might click because they're in the same industry. So that sort of thing is that trigger of those indicators can help you say what is the next step, or what is the important information about this contact. I hope that helps.